and give instructions for if you'd like to leave comment. But we just ask that outside of that time, if you would just respect silence and the proceedings happening tonight. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the March 18th, 2026 meeting of the Mayor and Town Council of the Town of Forest Heights, Maryland. The time is now 8:02, and this meeting will come to order. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Councilmember Hines,
Present.
Councilmember Kennedy,
Here.
Councilmember Little,
Present.
Councilmember Brownson,
Here.
Councilmember McDonald. We'll mark Councilmember McDonald present. Council President Noble, Mayor Lilly.
Present.
Mr. Mayor, we have a quorum.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. All right, at this time, we will now have a moment of silence, please. Thank you. Today's moment of silence was in recognition of the young person who was struck on Maryland 210 last week and who at last record was still recovering. Next, we will have the Pledge of Allegiance. We ask that everyone who is able will please join us in standing at this time. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please be seated. Next, we'll have meeting minutes. The meeting minutes for our March 2nd, 2026 meeting were distributed in advance. Are there any corrections or changes to the March 2nd minutes? Councilmember Brownson.
Yes, I mentioned this in last time that the minutes are not as I feel that the charter says they should be. They said the charter says it should keep a full and accurate record of the proceedings of the council. So, and in these particular minute meetings, what the first one is that when we did the minutes from the previous meeting, it says that the meeting minutes were approved, but it doesn't have the nay. So I know that Councilwoman Little abstained and I said no. So I think the record should reflect when there's a no or abstain to the approval of any action. So therefore, I don't think it's being displayed accurately. And then I spoke with the clerk about this and I told her that, I just don't think that this is what what's this, Robert's rules was explaining or clarifying when it says she was following Robert rules, all, because that's a general rule that all state municipalities should follow. But I do remember that when we had the meeting minutes problem before, excuse me, that I thought we decided that we wanted to see when there is a nay to a resolution or some that is listed, so we can get a full account of the actual proceedings of the council. And I don't think these minutes reflect the actual proceedings of the minutes.
Thank you, Councilmember Brownson. Madam Clerk, it sounds like from the council members' comments, we should add the roll call for the approval of the minutes for last meeting. Any other additions or corrections at this time? Okay, hearing none, the minutes for March 2nd are approved if they've been delivered with the changes that the clerk will make to include the roll call vote. Next, we'll move into the main agenda. And first, we have approval of the main agenda. Is there a motion to approve our main agenda tonight?
I'd like to make a motion that we approve tonight's agenda.
Is there a second?
I second.
It has been moved and seconded that we approve tonight's main agenda. All in favor, please signify by saying aye. Are there any opposed? Hearing none, the ayes have it, and our agenda is approved. Next, we'll have the Maryland Day Proclamation. The Maryland Day Proclamation states, whereas Maryland Day is celebrated annually on March 25th to commemorate the founding of the state of Maryland, which occurred in 1634, when the first European settlers arrived at St. Clement's Island in the Potomac River. And whereas Maryland's rich history is built upon its role as a key player in the formation of the United States, contributing significantly to the nation's founding ideals of liberty, democracy, and equality. And whereas the Maryland Toleration Act of 1649 was one of the earliest laws in America to guarantee religious freedom and promote the peaceful coexistence of diverse faiths, further solidifying Maryland's legacy as a champion of tolerance and equality. And whereas Maryland's rich cultural diversity, breathtaking landscapes, vibrant communities, and cherished traditions continue to inspire both residents and visitors alike. The town of Forest Heights has evolved over the years from its early beginnings into a thriving, close-knit community that reflects the spirit of progress and unity, contributing to the overall growth and development of the state. And whereas Maryland Day serves as an opportunity for all residents to reflect on the unique history of this state, to celebrate its contributions to the nation, and honor its diverse heritage, growth, and achievements. And whereas this day provides an opportunity for educational, cultural, and community events that foster greater awareness and appreciation for the state's history, its people, and its future potential. Now, therefore, we, the mayor and town council, do proclaim March 25th as Maryland Day in the town of Forest Heights and urge all citizens to join in celebrating the heritage, history, and continued growth of the great state of Maryland. This day, March 18th. I move that we adopt the Maryland Day Proclamation.
Second.
It has been moved and seconded that we adopt the Maryland Day Proclamation. All in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Are there any opposed? Hearing none, the ayes have it, and the proclamation is adopted. Next, we will have the election results reading from a member of our election board, Mr. Lindell Murphy.
Good afternoon, Forest Heights.
Good evening.
The election that happened on March the 16th of 2026 for the year for 2026 final elections what the following results.
Mr. Murphy, is that microphone on? Is it green? If you
Sorry.
could start from the beginning so everyone at home can
Okay.
hear as well.
For the election that happened on March the 16th, 2026, for the election for 2020.
Mr. Murphy, the election was March the 11th.
Okay, I read this reading was on the ballot. I'm sorry. March the 11th of 2026 for the 2026 final election. For Ward 1, there was 32 ballots. Shanice Lillo had 29, had 3 write-ins. For Ward 2, we had 36 votings. Kennedy received 23. Jonathan Kennedy second. Cynthia Mann received 12 and had 1 write-in. For Ward 3, with 33 ballots. Paula Noble had 33 ballots, 0 write-ins, and no absentee ballots for the Forest Heights election. There was a total of 101 people in Forest Heights that voted on March 11th of 2026. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Murphy. All right, now that we have had the conclusion of our 2026 election, we are going to swear in those council members who were reelected tonight. So thank you for the members of their families and the community that have joined us for this occasion. First up, we have Ward 1, Council Member Shanice Little, if you'll join me in the front. As you can see, Councilmember Little is no stranger to the town of Forest Heights or being sworn in. Okay. Raise your right hand, place your left hand on the Bible. I state your name.
Shanice Nicole Little,
Do swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States
do swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and that I will be faithful
and that I will be faithful
and bear true allegiance
and bear true allegiance
to the state of Maryland
to the state of Maryland,
and support the Constitution and laws thereof,
support the Constitution and laws thereof,
and that I will,
and that I will,
to the best of my skill and judgment,
to the best of my skill and judgment,
diligently and faithfully,
diligently and faithfully,
without partiality or prejudice,
without partiality or prejudice,
execute the office of
execute the office of
Ward 1 Council Member
Ward 1 Council Member
in the town of Forest Heights,
in the town of Forest Heights,
according to the Constitution and laws of this state.
according to the Constitution and laws of this state.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Take your seat.
All righty. You want to take it?
Sure. You sure? I did. Thank you.
Clerk will finish and so we'll play back to you.
Awesome. Thank
Congratulations
you.
again. Let's give our hands again. Next, we have Councilmember Jonathan Kennedy from Ward 2. And is that mom's coming forward to hold the Bible? Very nice. Okay, our clerk has the Bible right here. And you'll stand on this side. Perfect. Councilman Kennedy, also no stranger to the oath. I state your name,
I, Jonathan Kennedy II,
do swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States
do swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States.
and that I will be faithful
I will be faithful
and bear true allegiance
and bear true allegiance
to the state of
to
Maryland
the state of Maryland
and support the Constitution and laws thereof,
and support the Constitution and the laws thereof.
and that I will,
And that I will,
to the best of my skill and judgment,
to the best of my skill and judgment,
diligently and faithfully,
diligently and faithfully,
without partiality or prejudice,
without partiality or prejudice,
execute the office of
execute the office of
Ward 2 Council Member
Ward 2 Councilman
in the town of Forest Heights,
in the town of Forsyth,
according to the Constitution and laws of this state.
according to the Constitution and the laws of the state.
Congratulations.
Thank you. That's it. Oh, well, I got you. No.
That works. All right, now we have Council President Noble. And who would you like to hold the Bible for you? Okay. You'll stand here. Council President, also a longtime friend and member on the council. Welcome back.
Thank you.
Okay, you'll place your left hand on the Bible and raise your right hand. I state your name,
I, Paula Noble,
do swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States
do swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and that I will be faithful
and that I will be faithful
and bear true allegiance
and bear true allegiance
to the state of
to the
Maryland
state of Maryland
and support the Constitution and laws thereof,
and support the Constitution and laws thereof,
and that I will,
and that I will,
to the best of my skill and judgment,
to the best of my skill and judgment,
diligently and faithfully,
diligently and faithfully,
without partiality or prejudice,
without partiality or prejudice,
execute the office of
execute the office of
Ward 3 Council Member
Ward 3 Council Member
in the town of Forest Heights,
in the town of Forest Heights,
according to the Constitution and laws of this state.
according to the Constitution and laws of the state.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Margaret. Okay,
Oh, we got to sign.
you want to take your photograph?
Oh, you can't hold this on. Was she in trouble?
Give our hands again. And next on the agenda, we have one more swearing in. At this time, we ask if Ms. Rosalind Smoot will come forward. And that's right, Ms. Margaret is doing double duty tonight. Ms. Rosalind Smoot is a longtime resident of the town of Forest Heights, Maryland. She's been active and involved in many different community activities, including community garden and some other things. And now she has raised her hand to become part of the Beautification and Appearance Committee. And we're happy to have you because you're going to complete the third member of that particular committee. All right, so if you would come a little more this way, you'll place your left hand on the Bible and you'll raise your right hand. I state your name.
Rosalind Smoot.
Do affirm that I will support the Constitution of the United States.
You want me to say it all?
Let's break it up. Do affirm that I will support
Confirm I will support
the Constitution of the United States
the Constitution of the United States.
and that I will be faithful
I will be faithful,
and bear true allegiance
bear true allegiance
to the state of Maryland
to the state of Maryland,
and support the Constitution and laws thereof,
support the Constitution and the laws thereof,
and that I will,
that I will,
to the best of my skill and judgment,
to the best of my skill and judgment,
diligently and faithfully,
diligently and faithfully,
another tongue twister, without partiality or prejudice,
without partiality or prejudice,
execute the office of
execute the office of
Beautification and Appearance Committee member,
Beautification and Appearance Member,
committee member,
Committee Member
in the town of Forest
in
Heights,
the town of Forest Heights,
according to the Constitution and laws of the state.
according to the Constitution and laws of the state.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Okay, first we'll take did you want to have any words?
No, I'm okay.
Okay, we'll take the podium. A lot of words. And we'll sign first. All right, let's get right in again. There was a comment just now that this swearing in has been a long time coming. First, it was the snow ice capades of January, and then the extremely below freezing temperatures of February. But here we are in March, got it done. So welcome. Let's go through the reports. We'll do them after reports before legislation. If there's any further input from council around, we're going to do a brief recess because we have some refreshments. So we want to make sure those who came get a chance to enjoy them. We have reports and we can do the recess after reports unless there's any dissent. Any other thoughts? Okay. All right, we've sworn everyone in. Next, we'll go to council member and mayor reports. We'll start with Ward 1, Council Member McDonald.
Good evening, everyone. Congratulations to all of the elected officials who were sworn in. Thank you. Okay, so just a few things. One is I attended the municipal open house where several community development plans for Prince George's County were discussed. I learned that the town of Forest Heights is included in the park and planning efforts with respect to parks and trails, so that was encouraging to hear. There will be a one-day course offering for elected officials. For those individuals who are interested, it will be hosted by the Academy for Community Planning in the fall. So I plan to register for that. It's a one-day course that they've condensed. I think it's like a 7-day, 7-week rather, course that they've condensed into one day. So it's pretty intense, but that's what they've done. Also, we are looking forward to the community garden opening, vastly approaching an opening. So more will be coming on that from Councilmember Brownson. And then the Healthy Heights, Learn to Rides. We host rides for our youth here at the town of Forest Heights. So that will be, information will be forthcoming from our youth coordinator. And then March the 27th, which is next Friday, the 60+ Committee here at the town of Forest Heights will be hosting an event titled Technology Savviness, Scams, and AI. So please avail yourself to come out and support the speaker and the person who will be coming out to talk to us about how to address issues relating to technology, scams, and AI. Thank you. That would be on 27th at 12 o'clock, from 12 to 1 p.m. right here in the community center. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilmember McDonald. Next, we'll go to Councilmember Little, also from Ward 1.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you. I'd like to thank the residents of Ward 1 for your continued trust and support in re-electing me. It is an honor to serve you, and I look forward to continuing the work we started together. I would like to remind residents of our card and crochet night happening every third Friday of the month, and it is popping. We're having a good time in there. So please come out. It'll be this Friday, March 20th at 6:30 in the town hall. I also wanted to make residents aware that more visuals and information for the stop signs, because I've been receiving a lot of feedback on the stop signs. So more visuals are coming out. We'll have them on our social medias, and you'll get emails about how to properly stop at a stop sign. I would like to suggest that maybe we could also brighten the stop signs, repaint some of the lines. I've noticed that as I rode around the town. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilmember Little. Next, we will go to Councilmember Brownson in Ward, Councilmember Kennedy, Ward 2.
Hello, everyone. It's good to see people in the audience, online. Look forward to the day where this room is jam-packed with people that come out to participate in the town. We are one community, many cultures. I look forward to growing the town even bigger, better. Looking forward to growth because it's inevitable. Appreciate everyone that did come out to vote. One vote does make a difference. So it was good to see the residents come out, and I didn't care what ward that you live in because we are all neighbors. I also have had quite a few conversations with people about the stop signs, and some suggestions were made to repaint the lines, but the line is just part of it. I mean, I think we've been conditioned for so many years because a lot of us have driven for more than 1 or 2 years, that I think one person made a good suggestion. If your car is new and it has an actual, like a digital gauge, wait till it goes down to 0, because at that point you're stopped for at least 2 seconds. Other than that, thank you, everyone, and good seeing everyone.
Thank you, Councilmember Kennedy. Next, we'll go to Councilmember Brownson, also Ward 2.
Good afternoon, everyone. I do want to say that we will be opening the community garden on April the 11th. We have a date.
Is it April 11th?
April the 11th, that's a Saturday, and we're gonna start at 8 a.m. There should be something coming out in the newsletter, and we're gonna put it out on the push and all mediums that the town offers. So most of the plots will stay the same, and we're gonna make sure everyone get the process out. So that will be April the 11th. I also, as Councilmember McDonald mentioned about the Neighborhood Planning Academy, I attended that along with Mayor Lilly and Council President Noble on that one day Saturday, all day Saturday. And it was, for me, it was really good and enlightening. It's a planning it's a course for municipal officials. And what it teaches you is to learn the process that the developers take when they developing a new project in your town, city, or municipality. And I wish I had had this course before Harborview, because I learned so much about some of the things that they are doing that if we had known, we could have did a little better in our in our process. And one of the things that I learned is that and I know a lot of the town residents have a question about the transportation, how that's going to affect traffic. And one of the things that I learned is that when a developer come in and they talk about how much congestion and traffic it's going to cause, a developer can say, well, I'm going to have a walking trail or a bike trail, and they get a 10% discount on their traffic allocation. And I'm thinking, well, these people got to be walking someplace. They're not, I mean, so it's almost like a scheme that they use. But it's a lot to learn about that. And so it was a good training, and they're gonna have another one in the fall. So I hope that the rest of the officials attend that. That's about all I have. I have believe it or not, I have not gotten any complaints about the stops, about the traffic cameras. None of the stop signs, no one complained to me, because where I live in that area, they appreciate it because that's at Seneca and Mohican, so they really appreciate it. And they see some of the behavior change, which is a good thing. And that's the purpose of the stop sign cameras. So thank you all for listening. Have a good evening. And thank you all for coming.
Thank you, Councilmember Brownson. Next, we will go to Ward 3, Councilmember Hines.
Good evening, Forest Heights. I would just like to say, welcome back. There used to be a song about that, welcome back, so we appreciate you very much. We're proud that you guys were elected. We look forward to work with you. My first report would be on, there is a big crater hole on Onondaga. I got a couple of complaints, and I mean complaints, knocking on my door. It's a big hole. So if we can get someone to come out and look at it, I would, I know we would really be appreciative. Also, I did want to talk about the signs that went out in the town of Forest Heights. And I'd like to find out what we need to do. How can we put some more money in that line item so that this will never happen again? Because I feel like we didn't publicize. And, I'm getting, people calling me, asking me, was I running? Because, it was 2 seats open in Ward 3, 2 seats open in Ward 2, 2 seats open in Ward 1. They were confused, and I'd like us to do better. And, so if we could find out, on how much money, I was told that it would be about $3,000 to get banners for all entrances, that says not just mayor and council election, but just to be able to, display what's going on. But also I would like to say, the signs, the the cameras and everything, I've been getting, a lot of concerns. I believe my husband is here, so I'll let him do it. But yeah, so thank you. That's all.
Thank you, Councilmember Hines. Next, we'll go to Council President Noble.
Good evening, all. Oh, I love seeing the people. I want to, it's an honor always to serve the town of Forest Heights, and especially Ward 3, 2, and 1. And I just want to say thank you for all the people that did come out. And in reference to the election, we did have $5,000 in the budget, so it was barely spent for this election. So I just want to, I'll put that in the atmosphere. And it's just two things I want to share today. One, a resident sent an email to the county as well as to the town about the trash in the town. And I talked to her again today. And she had what she's requesting, prompt cleanup of the affected street, and Mr. Jackson knows who I'm talking about, a regular maintenance schedule to prevent further buildup, and follow-up communication. When I moved to the town of Forest Heights, the streets were lined with cherry blossoms. There was no trash on the street. So we want to get back that way. And I think Mrs. Kennedy knows what I'm talking about. Yep. So we want to get back there, and we want to just be respectful to our neighbors and our community. The other I wanted to share with our young people, oh goodness. Oh, an opportunity to be an election judge, a student election judge. And it pays $50 compensation, ages 16 through 17. It's a 3-hour training, or you can get community hours. So that's the opportunity for some of our students to reach out to the elections board. Maybe I can get this in a newsletter for our students to see. And the last thing, although I said 2, I'm now gonna say 3. On the Neighborhood Academy, it's open to residents as well. Anyone who lives in the county can attend. I did both. I did the one for residents, the 7-week, which is virtual. And then I did the 1 day, which was condensed. So any resident who wants to sign up, just check out Maryland National Park and Planning, go to their website and get on the list to participate. Thank you.
Thank you, Council President. Okay, for those who are in the audience, showing on the screen behind you for my report today for March 18th. The first thing I'd like to point out is that WSSC is continuing their work on sewer line replacements and rehab on the west side of town. So that's the side with Henry's, where a lot of our residents in the audience live tonight. They're going to replace 2.8 miles of sewer lines on the west side of Forest Heights. And this project began this month and is expected to last into May 2027. So you may experience some work, some noise, and see crews out between 9 a.m. to 3:30 p.m. They've been communicating with us, so as their project plans change, they are usually sending us a notification and coordinating with us to try to reduce the impact. But ultimately, once the project is finished, it should improve sewer service in the town. We also received word this week that the State Highway Administration will begin road repairs on Maryland 210 between Seneca Drive and the Beltway, directly impacting Forest Heights. We've been asking for several years that they come and repair those large humps and bumps and undulations that are damaging people's cars and that are unsafe. And we finally got confirmation that they've added that to their project plans for this spring. The project is expected to begin this month, and could wrap up by midsummer. Now, the information we got includes several projects across the county, so ours may be a shorter time span than that, but you could expect between that time period some potential lane closures of single or double lanes. They're going to try to work during off-peak hours, which could be as early as 7 a.m., as late as 3 p.m., and then overnight as late as 7 p.m. to 5 a.m. We'll keep you posted if we get more information. The stop sign program has gone through its first 30 days where citations are being issued. And I know that there are some residents who are in the audience tonight about that very issue. We completed a 30-day review with the vendor this week, and we're going to be receiving the data from the first 30 days of the number of citations issued, the number of violations, and a number of other items. We're going to have that team come back and present to the town council and to the residents. And our town administrator is working on developing a clear and consistent policy that will be available for residents, council, and the staff to see, so we're all on the same page about what constitutes a stop or a violation. I also want to highlight that we are focused on reducing reckless driving and intentional violations of stop signs. So this is a process where we will continue to find the correct balance. We don't want to penalize law-abiding residents who are simply responding to the way that the streets are designed, or who have been driving through the streets for many years, obeying the traffic signs. So we want you to know we hear your feedback, and we are working directly with the vendor to make sure that the violations that get sent out and the citations that get issued are for people who are not stopping or who are causing safety impacts. This is not simply to generate revenue. This is to really change behavior and make the streets safer. A resident asked, how did we get to installing the cameras? And so for those who don't know, I'll just mention that we had a pilot program too. One was at one intersection, Seneca and Mohican, for a period of a month or two. The second pilot study was wider. It was at 11 different intersections around the town. And in the second study, we had as many as 3,800 violations across all those 11 intersections. What was that? It was 3,800 per day on average. But again, we're going to continue to work with the residents and the members of the community to find a solution that allows us to protect people from harm without penalizing residents who follow the law. We'd like to say congratulations to the re-elected council members, Councilmember Kennedy, Little, and Noble, and then also thank you to the election board members and the volunteers who work to make sure the election runs smoothly. They work a pretty long day. They're here from the morning until the evening, and then they count. So thank you again for your help. The Strategic Planning Commission will meet on Friday, March 20th. This is a meeting that was scheduled to happen. We got bumped a couple times because of weather, but it will happen at 5:30. And the Strategic Planning Commission is going to hold their first meeting, and they're going to be tasked with helping to provide community input and play a key role as the commission supports the 2026 planning process. Ultimately, they'll help review proposals from 2 consultants, and then they'll make a recommendation to council so that we can begin our process, which again includes community input from people like you who are sitting in this room tonight and those who are online. We're looking forward to working and hearing from you. I also attended with Council President Noble and Councilmember Brownson, the Prince George's County Planning Academy municipal session. They were there all day. I was not. I got there for the last third of it, but for graduation. But the information was very valuable, even that portion. And I was there primarily for the section that was on traffic studies and how they calculate the number of vehicles they expect and how they get rated and some of the changes they may make to get an acceptable number. As has been mentioned, residents can also take this academy, and we recommend that you do so, particularly those who are going to be helping us to plan the future of Forest Heights. As has been mentioned, we have Cards and Crochet Night. It's March 20th. That's at 6:30. So if you come on Friday, you'll get to do a lot. You get to use your brain a little bit, and you'll get to maybe partner up with some of your fellow neighbors and residents if you want to crochet or if you want to play cards. Next week on March, are the youth going to be here on Friday as well? No, sir. Okay, so we'll resume the teen game night, which starts at 8:30 on the nights we have it, likely next month. We want to invite the community to a State of the Town address, which will take place next Thursday, March 26th at 6 p.m. at Harborside Hotel. This is going to be an evening for a community update. We will get to look at the progress we've made as a community in recent years, and we'll get to let you know some of the things that have been accomplished with your help and your input, and we'll get to highlight the accomplishments of the council and the committees and the different groups that are working to make Forest Heights better and its best. We're also going to let you know how you can get involved. We're looking to sign you up for committees and commissions and make you aware of the different ways you can be involved with what Forest Heights is doing. Your input is going to be incredibly valuable and needed as we move into the next chapters of our town. So we hope that you'll join us there and that you'll bring a friend and consider signing up to volunteer. One of the other things that we'll talk about a little bit more at the State of the Town is we had been talking about having a flea market in Forest Heights. And so we're going to announce the Forest Heights Market Series at the State of the Town, which will begin on April the 25th, which is when we'll celebrate Earth Day. So as a sustainable city in the state of Maryland, we will begin our first market series with the Earth Day designation. We're looking at a couple other ones in June, Juneteenth, Forest Heights Day in August, which we normally celebrate that month, and then carrying on our Harvest Day market in October, in the fall. And that's all for my report today. All right. We said we were going to do our intermission at this time so that we can celebrate those newly elected individuals. Just a moment. We have public period. Let's do that because I know some folks are going to leave after we eat. So at this time, we'll open up public period. And this is a time when members of the public can address the mayor and council and provide comments. We ask you state your name and the street that you live on. Each speaker will have 2 minutes to give comment. If we can answer your question today, we will. And if we can't, we will direct it to the appropriate official or department head, and we try to follow up with you within 72 hours. Is there anyone who wishes to speak during public period? Okay, you can. We have quite a few people, so what we'll do, we'll start with Ms. Kennedy in the front if you'll come forward, and then I think it's Mr. I don't want to mess your name up. Bolanos, and then Mr. Hines.
My name is Kennedy. I live in 5614 Delaware Drive. And then 2 years ago, they had the water sinkhole outside my front yard. And they're digging up on like that, but they covered up on my drive, the curb, the sidewalk, the curb, on pointing up. Last week had a big hole. Finally, they come in, they put couple bucket, the dirt. Another couple of weeks, when the heavy raining, they're gonna calm down again. I just wonder how they can fix my front yard, the walkway, the curb. You look at it, look like they're chewing up like that way.
Thank you, Ms. Kennedy. We don't have an answer. We don't have an answer for you tonight, but we will reach out to the appropriate utility to find out if they can come do a proactive visit to make sure that another sinkhole doesn't develop. I believe it's WSSC. And I remember that sinkhole. I came out that day because it just appeared out of nowhere. We wanted to make sure that no one was injured that day. So thank you for bringing that to our attention so we can deal with that proactively. WSSC. Okay, we have next Mr. Bolanos. I see you, ma'am. We'll make sure you get you as well.
Good evening, Mayor, the whole team.
Yes, if you could, for the record again, just state your name and street address.
Yeah, my name is Francisco Bolanos. I live in 5806 Ottawa Street. And the reason I'm here is about the camera.
That was Ottawa Street.
Ottawa Street, yeah. We have not only me, I believe the other people live close to me. Too many tickets. And I am the person, I respect the stop. The stop is very important. I understand that. But I believe the camera is too fast. Right? Normal has to be 0.5, and the camera, I believe, is 1.5. So I can stop always, and the tickets I'm going to see, or you're going to see, is too fast. So they need to be fixed. The other thing, the stop is too far away in the connection to Livingstone. So I believe if you fix that, we'll be okay. Because everybody right now, they're scared to drive the right side or the left side. I scared. And I stop. Now I stop 20 seconds. I coming close to the stop. And the next day I say, let me stay far away to the stop, and I still receive ticket. So this is my point, Mayor. And I know you're going to fix.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming tonight.
Thank you.
Thank you. Ma'am, if you'd like to come forward.
Can I have 10 seconds outside of my two minutes? First of all, I'd like to say thank you to each and every one of you for your service to our community. I can see a difference that has taken place over the last few years, and I really appreciate that. So thank you all.
If you could, for the record, just state your name
Yes.
and street address.
My name is Marilyn Barnes, and I live at 5810 Ottawa Street.
Thank
And
you.
I too have, I have several questions, so I'm going to rattle through them very quickly. One, Francisco just addressed about the stoplight cameras, stop sign cameras, and how fast, if you look at the video of your car, it's like the car is moving at warp speed. So I don't know if the cameras are calibrated correctly or what, but you can't get an actual view of how you're moving to and from that stop sign. The second concern I have is that in order to pay the tickets that you get, you either have to have so says the statement, you have to have a cashier's check, a money order, or you pay online. All three of those means you incur extra expense. Why can't you pay by personal check as you used to be able to do? The third is the stop sign and the camera at Comanche and Livingston Road. So the problem is when you get to that intersection right there, if you don't pull up above that line, you can't see what's coming from the left, which I believe would be coming from going south. Do you know what I'm talking about? So, and I got a couple of tickets there, and it's because I slowed down, then I moved up so that I could see what was coming, so that I could move. Because if you don't pull up, you can't see what's coming. Yeah. My neighbor almost had a serious accident because of that, because he stopped behind the line and then he couldn't see but so far around there. So when he pulled out, here comes a car. That is very dangerous. So the next thing is down here at Arapahoe and Livingston Road, right here, right? So I don't know what the purpose of putting that camera there for, because this is the problem. If you sit there, you're trying to get to work, you're trying to go somewhere, and it's rush hour traffic, right? You'll never get out of there, because if you want to make a left onto Indian Head Highway, so you can't pull out anymore and stop at the light and wait, because you're either going to be blocking that street that comes out from the right over there, or you're going to be in the crosswalk, right?
Yes.
So you have to wait until all that traffic passes, because when that light changes, those cars start to go. You can't get out. And then if you miss a golden opportunity. When the light changes again, you're gonna still be sitting there. Something needs to be done because you can't get out of there when there's a traffic flow coming down, which I guess would be north on Livingston Road. Okay, is my time up yet?
It is.
Okay.
However, I want to say, to be fair, I know you have more points, and so what I ask you to do is if you can email them to.
I will. My
um,
council members? Okay, to you, okay. And you are Jamila, okay. Okay, and your emails are in the newsletter? Yeah. Email addresses? Okay, I will.
We're gonna recess in just a moment. We'll make sure you get the email so we can follow up with you. And just to address some points that you mentioned, we know there's an issue with visibility at Comanche and Livingston. We're confirming if the tickets that have been issued are related to that, right? Because we asked for them to expand the box in which residents can stop, or whomever's driving can stop, and it can still be considered a stop, because we know that people need to go a little more farther into the intersection to see around the corner. The other thing is we're looking at if we can have the visibility issue mitigated. I won't get into exactly what it is. I don't want to be specific to a home, but we're going to talk about that. And then you brought up a good point at Arapahoe and Livingston. I can't promise that it will be removed, but we need to think about the challenge of getting through there. And we'll be evaluating that. And like I said, we're going to bring the vendor to the meeting to talk through some of these issues in real time and to look at some examples of citation video and changes we can make so that we are able to stop people who are dangerous without penalizing people who are simply trying to come and go in the traffic environment safely. So thank you for your comments.
Welcome. And you will have someone look at the cameras and see if they're calibrated, or I don't even know the
Yes.
correct term. But if you look at the videos, I mean, your car's like,
Yes, we will.
no, I wasn't going that fast.
Yeah.
Yes, we will.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Mr. Hines, did you have something, sir?
Good evening.
Good evening.
My name Quincy Hines, Onondaga, Forest Heights, Ward 3, the best ward in the town. Anybody got anything? Hey, anybody got anything to say about that? But I hate to be the dead horse. Everybody know what that means. To me, I was sitting back there thinking, dead horse. I guess that means you have to correct the horse or hit it, you know. And so you're spanking it again so it will do what you wanted to do. Is that the meaning of it? Does everyone think that's the meaning of it? I think that's what it is. I don't. Yeah, the horse is dead, but you have to hit him. Anyway. That was one of the main things to my heart, because a lot of times, if it does not affect you, you don't really care. When it affects me and my family, that's when you get full attention, you know. And it's a shame that things have to operate like that, but they do. But the other thing I really wanted to talk about was the presence of the police. I think I did see an officer in there tonight, but I mean, anytime the town has a function, you need police there, especially in this climate that we're in today. I mean, you don't know what's going to jump out. I mean, I got to the point I don't even want to be in a gathering other than me and my family. I don't want to, because I don't trust it. You know, it's just a sick world we live in. But I guess I'll cut it off at that point. I did want to say something else about, no, I won't say it. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Hines. Mrs. Smoot, yes, you can come forward.
Sorry, I got bad knee going here. But since you all talking about the tickets.
Is that mic still on? Is it still green?
Yes.
Okay, could you state your name and your street?
My name is Rosalind Smoot. I live on Mohegan, Ward 3.
Okay.
All right. The circle right at Seneca, you know, where we have all our events. I know that sometimes you do have to move up to look around that circle because people are coming from different directions. But I also noticed that people who come behind me that don't want to deal with the ticket situation, they go back around the circle the other way. That way the camera don't get you. So my worry is someone could have an accident because you got people coming from behind you going around that circle. Should that circle be one direction or should that circle always stay two? Especially with people trying to dodge that camera. Am I making sense here?
Yes, you are. We
Okay.
saw that was one of the most egregious areas we saw an issue with the school bus that ran the stop sign.
Oh, school bus, all right.
Yeah, we did. So we know exactly which one you're talking about. So if you're coming down Woodland, you were to turn right onto Seneca, right?
Right,
And the memorial is to your left.
correct.
They'll
And
go around the memorial and come back.
go around the memorial. So, that to me would cause a issue right there.
Okay.
All right. And yes, I got a couple tickets. Okay. But the other thing is I didn't realize we couldn't pay by check. So I just want to send it by check. That's probably why it ain't cash yet. So, that's another thing.
Thank you for raising those concerns. Thank you to everyone who spoke tonight. Your feedback helps us to understand the real world impacts of different policies that we implement and to help make it right when the balance is not correct. So thank you. Council President.
Mayor, I just wanted to say on the, at Woodland, people are coming around because somewhere and somehow after 50 years, a no right turn on 210 was placed on Satcham. So people are coming around Woodland to avoid, well, before we just turned onto 210 from Satcham. So now people are coming around. So that's why you have a lot of, you have more traffic than you had before.
Councilmember Bronson.
And I do remember when the Department of Environment was out working on the memorial, they made a suggestion that that circle around the memorial at Woodland Drive should be one way. It should be one way where you go around and then one way where you come in. But they said, that if the town could probably get with the Department of Veterans Affairs, because that's a Veterans Memorial, maybe they can try to get some funds because it's going to take a lot of money to make that memorial one way. But they did suggest that when they were out doing the memorial renovation.
Yes, you're right. I remember that. So it sounds like we have one of our planning, not a problem, but challenges where we can improve the flow, protect safety, and make it clear where people are supposed to drive, maybe make it easier for people to walk. I know there was an issue with the school bus there with cars waiting. And so that sounds like a community challenge that we're going to tackle together to find out the best solution for that. Exactly. This is what it takes, those who are watching, those who are here. We really do mean that we need your input because it helps us. And so we're going to not just get your input on the front end, we're hoping that you'll be willing to help us with the solutioning process as well. So we hit the right mark as we address this. Is there anyone online who wishes to speak during public period today? Okay, I don't see anyone. So public period will now close at this time. However, I did want to provide a note that Sergeant Coleman is here tonight in the building, and he is willing to speak with the individuals who've come in person who have issues or questions about the stop sign citations. So before you leave, we can make sure, well, he's right here. He's right next door. He's willing to talk with you, to hear concern, to provide a little bit more information, and just to see if there's anything that we can resolve. So please stop by and see him before you leave tonight. All right, it's now 9:04. At this time, we're going to take a brief recess. How long do we want to be here? We can take a 15-minute recess, a 20-minute recess. All right, we're going to take a 15-minute recess, which means we will come back at 9:20. This meeting is now in recess.